back of the bear, right?
Yeah.
Bear we left at home.
A bear.
There we left in the
He was
alley.
with us. What?
Can't remember.
Keep trying.
Next time.
Bear's a necessity.
No. We take him inside.
Wait a minute.
What?
Where's Trinket right now? Why isn't he on the set?
Where is Trinket?
He's
I'll get him
in the
I'm
alley.
getting him right
No,
now.
no. Come on.
I know where he is.
What did you do, Sam? What did you do?
Your fault.
This is just like when David Copperfield made the Statue of Liberty disappear.
It's just like it.
Oh my God!
I'm excited at the prospect of watching this happen right now.
Nothing can go wrong. This
No
is a
one-
great idea.
No one help her.
Hey,
Oh, it's a television.
No one help her.
She can do this.
You got this, Laura. You got this.
Oh boy.
You got it. You got it.
Help
You
me.
got this.
Can you see? Can you do this?
No?
Travis, move your butt.
You dug this hole.
Nope.
Travis can move. He's not gonna help you.
All right, I'll move. I'll move.
Okay.
This is a wonderful little microcosm analogy for pretty much every session.
Oh, he's here.
Yay! Well done.
Worth it.
Totally worth it. Is he good? Is he placed well, you guys?
Sure.
That's a good core body workout.
Oh my gosh, I'm so strong.
It was the best opening of our
Giant bear
show.
crush.
What's your strength?
Very low.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have
So-
played our theme music over that.
He's talking crazy. We should find out why, right?
Who's talking crazy?
He said, I'm born of his blood. What blood?
One of Vecna's children? Are you one of his priests? Are you one
You're
of
the
his...
chatty Cathy. Get with the
I don't know what I'm asking.
You never do.
As you ask him that, there are many parts to our one to him. I'm but his blood, but there are many, many different pieces that make the whole.
Where are these pieces located?
Oh, everywhere. Good answer.
So, when you say you are his blood, you actually mean more literally? For once? Is that what I'm getting?
Good question.
Eyes narrow, and he looks for a moment, almost disappointed in confusion. Just kill me now. I grow impatient with this existence.
That's not a problem. Is there somewhere where you would like to go after you die? Or are you gonna wake up like right after you die?
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, and are you gonna wake up like a baby? So we have like 20 years before we have to worry about you again?
Or you like a zombie, straight away, just up and at him.
You might come back like as a dog.
Please kill me now. End this paltry
What if you come back as like a
existence.
fish and then you're just kind of screwed and stuck in the water?
Yeah, or like a penguin, and he's like a bird that can't fly, but
And
it
he's
can
just
only
like stuck
swim.
waddling
that's
around.
true.
It's so sad.
Thank you very much.
Really quickly, let's. Have we looted the body already?
I feel
or
like
we
I
should-
did, didn't I? When he was
You already
We,
looted.
we
right, we
got
looted.
the
Oh,
we got
yeah,
the
I got the
skull
little
with
skull
the with missing the
thingy.
eye.
All
Yeah.
right, good.
Can I turn to the side and go, how was that?
You hear the voice creep up and say, "Now we see eye to eye."
I don't see you anywhere.
The aura of shadow from the blade retracts, and the
Oh,
the blade becomes just an onyx blade. It appears to have rescinded its presence.
be shy.
I'm sorry. It's like the Odd Couple.
Craven Edge and Grog!
Oh man, I so badly want to fix that sword to save Grog, but at the same time, I don't. Do I have a lockpick?
What? She's
Pike, do
taking-
you have lockpicks
I
in your
take
equipment?
Pike by the hand and go, here you go, chum. And I slap
All right.
down my set in her hand.
Vex appears seemingly out of nowhere and slaps his lockpicks into
I'm
your
Vex.
hand. Oh, sorry, Vex. So, Pike, I'm much better at that.
Yeah.
It happens to everyone.
Pike, you want to try and pick the lock?
Yeah.
All
Do
right.
it.
Wait.
Do it.
Go ahead and roll a d20
Do it.
and just add your dexterity.
I'm gonna
Here it
inspire
comes.
her
Okay, go for it.
with a limerick.
There's no way this is not
All right, I'm gonna inspire her. There once was a gnome with a mace, who had an adorable face. She never would bed me, but I hope she won't forget me, because oh, how I do love the chase.
That is a real easy D10 inspiration die for you, Mike.
It's a panty dropper, as Sam would say.
Same tavern, or should we go
No,
to...
no.
Let's go to Old Faithful.
Yeah.
Where's Old Faithful?
Well, Old Faithful technically would be the Laughing Lamia, which is where you guys originally stayed when you first came to Amon.
What's New Faithful?
Or do we want to branch out and,
Find a new place?
yeah,
Let's go.
taste some new ale?
Let's start a pub crawl.
Pub crawl.
Pub crawl.
Pub
I
crawl.
like it.
I like it a lot.
You are a smart
What's the
one.
closest pub here?
Who's leading the pub crawl?
Wait, hold
Percy.
on. Hold on.
What?
I'm yelping it.
Oh,
No?
I feel so much better for every terrible thing I've said today.
Oh God.
the worst.
No?
That was the worst one
So
you've ever
awful.
Oh, no.
You're gonna lose experience points for
I
this
feel like
one.
my intelligence went down one.
There's no rule set for like reverse inspiration, but I'm gonna start looking into designing that.
The entire party's intelligence goes to 1.
You might want to tell the guard, I'm walking on the yard.
Oh, Jesus.
Let him know I'm going, and I go off towards the house.
Such a dick.
Rod walks away from you guys towards the house, brazenly in the middle of the midday
Bro, that
sun.
rhymed. Well done.
Anybody
stand-
want a peanut?
I stand next to Vex, irritated.
Okay.
And during that whole exchange, I've just been changing cloaks. I'm putting on the red one. Great.
Okay.
He's got like 17.
So
I
stealthy
don't
now.
need to be subtle. I'm just standing around. You guys are arguing. He's making a fool of you. I'm just changing my clothes.
Max, I
Does he-
think
do
if
you
you would
just-
be so kind as to just
I have 17 cloaks.
work the game.
Do you bring around one of those like
Like a wardrobe rack.
yeah, rolling wardrobe racks?
Yeah,
with
it's on
clothes
wheels. It's on wheels. It's functional.
It bobbles on the cobblestones.
I don't have to track it.
So you guys went, shh, follow me.
They smush up to about the size of a cabbage. It's really all right.
All right, are the dominoes just like on a table?
Yeah, there's some of them are set on the side. There's a stack, and then a few of them are set up. It's deliberately placed in like a nice presentational, like QVC style. Turn it and look at all the cool dominoes
I
type.
grab the table and I shake it.
Okay. All the dominoes scatter and fall off the sides. Clinking on the ground. Some of the ivory chips a little bit on some of the corners. Nothing bad seems to happen.
I think it's evil.
It's
down
dominoes. Of
into
course
the-
it's
I
evil.
reach down and I pick up one of the ivory die.
It stands there, cold, against the very well. You taste it. As your tongue touches the ivory of the domino, it tastes somewhat salty.
I believe it tastes like a domino.
Okay.
Storm cloud that is roaring over the cliffs.
I'm just gonna peek behind the tapestry.
There's a door behind there.
You open up the tapestry and it's just this flat stone wall.
Okay, nothing there.
Are you sure?
I lick the wall.
Okay. As you lick the wall, your face passes through the wall.
Isn't that the same doorway we found before? Yeah, we've already done this once, you guys. It's not crazy.
I forgot about that.
Long short-term memory.
Where'd my face
It
go?
was just like this last time, except there was brunch. That's all I remember.
As your head passes through, you kind of look about and you can see stairs that descend for about 40 feet.
I'm gonna find the most
territory.
interesting, boisterous clientele in the bar, and I'm going to approach them.
You glance towards the door, and an individual walks in that definitely kind of matches the expectation of what you're looking for. A familiar individual, a gentleman of purple gold-trimmed robes, a darkish complexion, a tied goatee,
Oh!
and a smile on his face. And it suddenly makes complete sense. This is the kind of place that Gilmore would go to drink. As he comes strolling in, he just kind of has a smile on his face. You can see a little bit of sweat on his brow. And like I said, kind of a long day. We're just kind of in a rush here. Looks over and immediately sees all of you there. Well, isn't this the luckiest day for me?
Look at this motherfucker right here!
Vaxel down. He runs up and grabs you. Mwah.
Oh, I lift him. I lift him in the air and I twirl around and I plant him down on a bar stool and I give him a playful slap on the cheek. Not that hard, but like,
Yeah.
how are you? It's so good to see you. God, you look good.
You as well, my friend. You as well.
Have
He gives a nod over to the bartender, who you can see there's been a rapport here. So he's like, "All right, I'll allow it." He tosses the wooden domino on the ground for a second, whispers something under his breath, does a hand gesture, and it suddenly extends into a wooden table, into a familiar sight. This is a hero's feast.
Oh, Gilmore!
These things are not cheap.
Well, I figured it was a special occasion.
Wow. Gilmore, this is too much, really. This is amazing. You're such a kind, generous soul.
Oh, actually, I've gotten word that you've been spreading the wonders of my brand. Though
Everywhere we go.
Every time
that's
we
not
kill
true.
people.
But you've been doing it a bit, which is more than I expected, to be honest. So I appreciate that. I really do.
Not
Thank you.
only that, I don't know if word has reached you yet, but in Whitestone we're working towards establishing a Gilmore-themed library for the people with your name attached to it.
Well,
Something respectable for a change.
oh, I don't know about that. Yes, my dear.
Ran into a really weird thing in Whitestone, and I bet you know some shit about it, because you know shit about everything.
Weird things in particular. Is that what you're insinuating?
Kind of, yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Vecna?
The moment you say that, you see his kind of jovial exterior kind of harden for a second, and his eyes close. And it's a strange name to bring up this late in the evening.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of almost died.
Because of him, I guess.
Almost is better than actually, so congratulations.
Thank you. But yeah, there's a spinning ball of death, really, a little orb that kind of sucks things into it. It's black. It's under the ground. We don't know what to do with it, really, and I'm kind of worried, I guess, about it.
Spinning black ball of death.
They were trying to wake him up, but they said it was too early. They did it before Winter's Crest.
He thinks for a second. This is the only orb of spinning death I'm familiar with is a sphere of annihilation, but those are generally a bit larger than what you're describing to me at the very least.
Well, I feel like maybe they wanted it to get bigger. I don't know. Oh, there was a hand and an eye, and
Those generally kind of follow around the phrase Vecna.
oh really?
I don't know too much other than just what I've been told historically and bits of information that I've picked up through the years. Vecna, and he kind of thinks for a second and he starts looking about at anyone else who's near the table. You guys are off or throwing darts.
I'm listening. And,
So,
like, I don't know where you are, but I assume you're
Oh, I'm listening. I'm listening.
okay, this is Vecna. He has many names historically. The Archlich, the Whispered One, the Dying King, the Lord of the Rotted Tower, the Undying King. Gods like titles, it seems. A bit arrogant, in my opinion. From what I heard, he, born immortal, used his capabilities to attempt to cheat death in every way possible. And then once that was acquired, then naturally went on to the next great endeavor, becoming a god. He attempted to ascend 600 years ago. But in that time, his cult expanded across the rebuilding civilization. He nearly achieved it until it seemed that the remnants of good in society went and followed him to his place of worship and thwarted his ritual. He was slain. But as you've seen, when entities of such power get to a certain point, death is but a hurdle. When you have enough individuals that believe you are God, that willpower is strong enough to keep you enduring. So his influence exists, and has for many years. I don't know if he's a god per se,
yet. But there are those that treat him as such. And that in itself is dangerous. Because that means he's probably still out there. And I'm pretty sure he's very interested in finishing what he couldn't before.
What was he? Just trying to be a god. Is it?
That's all I've heard. I'm not a scholar in the religious rites, and for the most part, a lot of his history has been, well, destroyed and kept secret. It's his bailiwick.
Wow.
But anyway, if you've indeed come across any of this foul business, I recommend you stay far away. Far away. Bad news.
Bad news.
Yes. Anyway, sorry, dour subject. I didn't mean to bring the mood down on that one.
I only joined the troop about 6 months back. It was my 3rd year at the Duke's when the good doctor came through, and well, I seized the opportunity. Now, to be perfectly honest up front, I've already heard a bit about your tale of Shorthalt. The charming of the Pauper Prince, your rendition of Summer's Sunder at the cliffs of Dagger Bay. I've been hoping our paths would cross.
Keyleth will
Get out there, drunkie.
You're drunk. Just go to sleep.
Method.
Cliffs of Dagger Bay. Go ahead.
Dagger Bay is a place.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm flattered, and you have quite a lot of talent for just having played with the troupe for 6 months. I was impressed back there.
Thank you very much. You know, I've heard most of these stories. My mother, Sybil.
Who?
Sybil, a fine gnomish lass. She was some years ago. She came across a smooth silver-tongued flautist who blew through like the wind and disappeared. Took her innocence with a promise, then vanished just as suddenly. Left her a child to raise on the income of a quilter, she did. Now, growing up, I'd hear tale and tale of your musical feats, as my mother took on a 3rd job to support us. A few bad harvests just south of Silvercut. Being the only tiny female fair folk in such a rural town means being preyed upon, so I learned to use a blade quickly. And to wield my charm just as viciously. Seems that runs in the family, eh? I practiced. I stole. Lied about my age and eventually paid my way into the Duke's College so I can find you. Prove you a scoundrel. At this point, you see her stand up. And she begins to draw a small blade from her side.
Oh my god!
Her face is hardened and still as she stares at you. You see a slight tremble in her hand. This day, Scanlan Shorthalt, I beat you at your own song. Now I come to take your dignity. Now take up your sword.
First of all, Kaylee, it's so wonderful to meet you.
Don't try it on me.
No! Listen, I have my faults, for sure, but I didn't know that you existed. I would have come to visit, I would have come to meet you. How can you fault me for something that I did not know about?
Do you even remember Sybil?
I mean, could you describe her a little more detailed?
Yikes.
Make a,
Oh man.
just make a wisdom check. Just roll a d20, add your wisdom modifier.
Okay. Wisdom, which is a -2. 16.
16. You vaguely recall Sybil. She had golden hair, very eager to escape her simple beginnings, and very clingy very quickly. You jumped out of there very fast, from your perspective.
Ah, yes, Sybil. She was passionate, intelligent, really a lot of handsy sort of. I mean, I think I remember her quite well, and she was a wonderful person, and you should be honored to have such a wonderful person as your parent. and not someone like me, because I was a scoundrel. You're right.
You are a scoundrel.
I have been in past moments in my life a scoundrel.
Do you even realize you nearly invited your daughter up to sleep with you?
I mean,
You
feel
don't
like
care.
I wouldn't have let it go that far.
You have no boundaries. You take what you like and you keep walking on. You trick folk. Now draw your blade.
I don't want to fight you, if that's what you're insinuating. Listen, I know that I've made mistakes in my life. I've admitted as much before, and I don't know why I'm this way. I must need to do a lot of soul searching to come up with an answer, but there is a woman who I love very dearly and who I would do anything for, and I'm trying to be a better person. I haven't been to a whorehouse in months. That's a big step for me. Big step. I know that sounds callous and cruel, but I've tried to be a better person. If you're here to fight me, I'm afraid you're going to be terribly disappointed, because I will just let you kill me if that's what it takes. I didn't know you existed, and my heart is breaking 100 times now for not knowing it. Every year that you've been alive is a year I could have been a better person and known someone who could have made me a better person, and I'm only sorry that I didn't know it. If there's anything I can do for you from now on, if you are truly my blood, I will, because among my many faults, ego is certainly one of them, and knowing you're part of me makes me love you even more.
Make a persuasion check.
32.
So it won't matter.
As she stands there with her blade out, kind of staring at you, you can see like the veins in her neck tensing.
I slowly
quivering.
unbutton my shirt and show her my chest and say, "Stab me right here if you'd like, and I will not resist. You've earned it. Take me."
You see the tear begin to roll down her cheek as her jaw clenches. And she thrusts forward and rolls a natural one.
A natural one.
A natural one.
As she goes to strike towards you, even in that moment, her will falters and the blade just falls limp. It hits your chest, and you feel the piercing of something pushing into your flesh, but no more than maybe half an inch, as there's no real force behind the blade. And as the hand releases her weapon, it clatters to the ground as her momentum carries her arms around your shoulders.
Oh man.
As she holds you there, her kind of tousled, short pixie brown hair, you can feel the wetness across the back of your neck, and you just hear her voice trembling in your ear say, "Why? Why can't I do it? All the years building up to this, and I have the chance, and I can't do it."
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that you're going through this, and I'm more sorry that you're going through this by yourself. But I think deep down, you're a short halt, and there's something that you have that's connected to me, and I to you, and perhaps I misread that as some sort of icky attraction, and I apologize, but I've known for a while now that something is missing in my life, some sort of focus and some sort of moral compass, and maybe it's just arrived at my doorstep.
You say that, and her arms kind of tense for a minute, like an involuntary, just trying to pull you closer. Then they lax, and she steps away, kind of averting her gaze, keeping her head down. She bends down and picks up her blade. Doesn't sheath it, just holds it limply at her side. And she begins to walk for the door. And she opens the door and looks back at you. Goes, her eyes kind of finally meeting yours, and you can see kind of the wet stains across her cheeks. You're still a scoundrel.
what's kept you alive this long. In some ways, it's what's kept me alive this long. I've got a lot to think about. I want to go for a walk. I need some fresh air.
And she closes the door behind her.
I just sit for a moment and think about everything. Try to remember more about Sybil.
It's a lot of faces blurring.
Yeah.
You worked your way through a lot of Talduri in those days. You,
Yeah, you did.
Yes. She was. Yes, I think, yeah, she wasn't that giant. No, she was, okay. And I have a very restless night thinking about everything in my room.